Hi, it's Janice here, and I wanted to welcome you back to my office here in Adelaide, Australia. And I'm here because I'm just reflecting at the moment. I'm in the middle of my fitness, as you can see. I'm riding my bike today in this beautiful, gorgeous winter's day here in Australia. But I'm reflecting because I've faced some adversity this week. I've been in the middle of a big training session and I've loved it immensely. It's been fantastic. But you know, sometimes even when you think that you've got everything, you've anticipated well, you've got all the challenges worked out, you know what you're doing and you know how to communicate that well, we all face adversity, don't we? I mean, adversity is the challenge in life. It's the yin and yang, if you like, and it's a balance that we have to work with all the time. It doesn't matter how much we learn, how far we've come. There always seems like there's something else. There's another test around every corner. And that's what we've been facing here at the Fun Music Company this week, and I wanted to share that with you because it's not always smooth sailing, and sometimes there is rain on the parade. However, there's a few things that I have learnt through the years when you do face times like this. You know, even when you're running a training program and you've got it all worked out and the whole software pretty much changes the whole look overnight and it makes it unworkable in the former format, what we can do to change that, to make it better in the end, and to move forward as a group, make it stronger. And I think there's a few things that I've learned that I can share with you now, and maybe you can reflect on this too and see how this works in your teaching life as well. But one of the main things is I see now, over the years, I've learned to see that adversity is actually not an enemy to me, it's actually a friend. In the fact that if I look back and I look at all the challenges and adversities and things that have come up in my life, I now look back and go, look, if that hadn't happened in my life, if that hadn't have happened and it was so painful, I would never have wanted to change that. And so there's a few things that I do in times of adversity now that perhaps I hadn't done before. And there's new things that I'm learning as well as a result of adversities that come up constantly. And I think one of the things is I've learned to be flexible. And one of the key strategies is if I haven't been flexible, I've never been able to step aside and to look ahead and see how in what different ways we can make this work, and what different ways we could make this look perhaps, and what different ways we can experience the joy of life. And that's one of the key strategies. Once I've been able to be flexible, I think it's the ability to be able to change the approach. You know, there are so many different ways. When you're on a map, so many ways that you can get to a certain destination, isn't there? When something's not going to work out one way, there's another way. You know, if you're not going to go by boat, you can go by plane. If you're not by plane, you can, hitchhike if you have to. Whatever it takes, right? And this is what we're learning at the moment this week as well, is having to constantly change that approach. It may not, in training programs, look the same way in the end to what you think it's going to look in the beginning. However, I think those two factors, those are the main factors for me, but those two underlying factors are the factors that have really shaped our core resources through the years to be some of the best in this area. And I think because they're ever evolving, because we can work together alongside teachers, they become stronger every single year because of that. The other thing I'm learning to do at the moment is to ask questions in a different way. Changing approach is not just learning to change the life conditions you might have, the things that are happening around, the physical things that you see. But sometimes it's learning the internal things inside of us. It's not just the outside. It's not just what it looks like from the outside, is it? It's the inside that counts. So, I'm learning to ask myself different questions too, and I'm learning to ask more, for me, open questions rather than, as teachers, we learn to ask a lot of influential questions, questions that lead our students a certain way. So this is learning for me this week. I hope it helps you in some reflections this week as well. And I'm looking forward now to placing this into our training coming ahead, and as a result, working towards this together with you to make this bigger and stronger and even more beautiful out of the blue, just like this.